Chapman. She's a chemistry major. Okay, so here she is. So are there any tests that the student needs in order to enroll in certain courses? Do they have prerequisites with minimum grades? So we need to be looking all that up. So Chemistry 200 has a prereq of Chem 100 or satisfaction of the ELM in passing the Chem department placement exam. So this must be a California resident because you see on her personal information sheet, correct, that she's already enrolled in GMS 90. Anyone with Tracy? Yeah, thanks. So her fall semester, we're going to line out Math 150 because she needs the ELM and prerequisites. We're going to add GMS 91 because they're currently in GMS 90 according to her personal information sheet. We're going to line out Chemistry 200 because she needs prerequisites. So what are we going to put in there? Chem 100, yeah, that's the prerequisite. Now that's what we're gonna recommend she take. If the student has a background in chemistry, they could wait and take the chemistry placement exam. But really, if they have no background, we want them to just go into Chemistry 100 because then they can go on to Chemistry 200 in the spring. Okay? All right, so spring semester, we're going to line out Math 151. We're going to add Math 150. Well, I'm sorry, we're going to add Math 141. We can put or 150 because they may be able to take the pre-calculus placement exam. And they may test right into 150. And then we're going to line out Chem 201 because they're missing the prerequisite. We're going to add Chemistry 200. We always assume successful completion in the term prior. Okay. Any questions about Tracy? Okay. Next, we're going to look at a journalism major, Stevie Nicks. Based on the personal information sheet. Her EBT score requires enrolling in RWS 101, not just any GE composition course. Her ELM score requires enrolling in GMS 91 in the fall semester. So we're going to personalize it. We're going to add that RWS 101. We're going to line out. Okay, let me back up a second here. So because she needs GMS 91, the ELM competency has not been satisfied. This means that she cannot take Econ 101. Anyone know why?
Because you have to satisfy the ELM requirement before you can take it.
Yeah, the prerequisite for Econ 101 is satisfy the ELM. So any of you with Stevie, you need to look up all those classes. You need to make sure you know what the prerequisites are. So what we'll do is we'll line out Econ 101 and we'll add GMS 91. And then the student can always add Econ into their spring semester.
Question?
Yes?
Do we only focus on the first year? Because, like, for the last example, if we were to move all the things around that we were going to move around, that would mean that fall semester in the second year, the student could not take Math 252 because the student didn't take.
Yeah, and that's true. We're only focusing on the first year.
Okay.
Primarily, we're really only focusing on the fall because we want them to know what classes to go to. But then I want you guys to know how to do spring. But then beyond that, you would just send them into Advising Center and we'll help them with the rest.
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
that's perfect. Thank you. Okay, so on their spring semester, you could say, hey, you could add in that Econ 101, but pay attention to units, that you're not taking too many units. Okay, and then foreign language is required for the major, so make sure you're asking if the student has a background in foreign language, so you know what to recommend. Okay, the next student is a management student. He's a business student, John Legend. Oh, John. Fall semester. Okay, so for fall semester, this student needs, according to his personal information sheet, anyone with John, can they verify?
We have John, but he's finance. Yeah. Yeah, we have John.
Okay. So I have the right thing on my sheet, but I put up the wrong personal information sheet. Okay, cool. Can somebody with John with finance walk me through it real quick?
He needs to register for GMS GMS 90 and GMS 91 in order to satisfy the ELM requirement.
Okay, so we crossed off stats, right? We added GMS 90, and then did we cross off?
You can't take Econ 1.
You can't take Econ 101, that's right, so we're gonna cross that off. And then in the spring, we're gonna come over, we're gonna cross off Math 120, we're gonna add GMS 91, okay? Okay, so don't forget to check those other classes, like the econs and all the other courses that they're asking for, like the major preps, to make sure they don't have prerequisites as well.
But
Okay.
in that case, if you're balancing out a math class for them, you can recommend to them to like take another GE in this case, like they can take that GE maybe from spring
Yeah,
semester.
absolutely, yeah, they can pull a GE over. Yep. Yeah.
I know you had said, try not to mess with major preps, but is it because like they have remediation in math and then the major prep is a math class, then you can mess with it? Like,
Yeah, if they're not meeting the prerequisites, there's nothing we can do about it, so then we do have to adjust it, yeah. All right, next student. Okay. All right, next student is a English major, David Bowie. Okay, on his personal information sheet, the GE composition requirement says completed on his personal, on the sheet. So we will see how he completed it on his degree evaluation. So if you go look at that part on the degree evaluation, it'll show us how he completed it. So for fall semester, what we'll do with David is we'll line out GE composition, and we're going to add RWS 200. Why did I add RWS 200? Yes.
Because it says that it's a major prep in their spring semester.
Exactly. So if it didn't say RWS 100, what would I have written on there instead?
Intermediate composition.
Intermediate composition, yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, and then their spring semester, we can line that out because they're already having taken it in their fall. So for their spring, you can say to them, hey, you know, if you want to grab like a GE, you can grab it from a future term. Okay? Okay, and again, foreign language, so you want to be having that conversation. And, okay. All right, we ready to go on to the next one? Okay. Our next student is Rachel Platten. She is a public health major. So on her personal information sheet, her oral communication says completed. And again, we can see how she completed it on her degree evaluation. So for fall semester, we're going to line out oral communication. And if we want, we can add an American Institutions course or something else to fill in. We don't have to, because taking that 3 credits out isn't going to drop her below 12 credits, but we certainly can. Okay, next up is Eric Clapton, who is an ISCOR major, Cooperation, Conflict, and Conflict Resolution. So for his fall semester, what does Eric need based on his personal information sheet? Anyone with Eric?
In the fall, he needs to take GMS 90 and a composition course.
Perfect. So we're going to leave the composition, we're going to cross off the math, and we're going to add GMS 90. Anything else we need to do that semester, now knowing what we know?
I think that's my thing for the fall.
You can't take econ. Yep, so we want to cross that off. Okay. So again, the student can either stay with the 12 units, or they can move a lower division GE or an American institution from a future term. And then spring semester, we just want to add in GMS 91, and they're going to want to, you know, keep an eye on units. And then we're also going to line out Econ 102. They can't move on to, we can't move Econ 101 here because he's still not done with the prereq, which is GMS 91. Yeah. Okay. Again, foreign language is required for the major, so we want to be having that conversation. What kind of background, if any, do they have? Okay. So Next up is Chris Martin, civil engineering major. Okay, he is missing the prerequisite for Math 150, so we're going to cross that off. And Chris does not need remediation, correct?
No.
Okay, so we're going to add Math 141. We're going to cross out Chem 202, and we're going to add the prerequisite of Chem 100. I couldn't fit it in there. And then for spring, we'll cross off Math 151, we'll add in Math 150, and we're going to cross off the physics because they don't have the prerequisite of Math 150, and they cannot take it concurrently. So we could take something from a future term. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop there because we're nearly out of time. Does everyone kind of understand how we're, hold on just a second though. So everyone kind of understands how we're personalizing it. Make sure to review this because the quiz will be personalizing maps. So you'll be doing this on your own for several different students next week. I will tell you one thing, and then I'm going to have maybe Frankie help me out real quick. The following names for the rest of the students: Katie Perry and Adam Levine. So, now I'm going to ask you a question. If you think you know the answer, do not shout it out, raise your hand. I'm going to have the TIs and Frankie and Eunice help me to figure out who raised their hand first. Keep your hands up in case the person in front of you does not answer correctly. We looked at 12 students all together while personalizing the maps using the personal information sheet. These students all have one thing in common, and what is that? I think it was up here.
Yeah, they're all musicians.
That's correct. They're all musicians.